Moving on to our Q&A session, I'll take the chance to invite my colleagues Liviu and Andrea on stage with us. So, guys, we're waiting for you here.
Before to take a seat, I would like to thank you to all the attendants. I'm extremely grateful and honored due to your presence.
So thank you guys for being here. We'll go through some questions that our audience sent while Dan was doing the demo. So Andrea, this is the first question for you from Keith in US. Where is your biggest opportunity for growth in terms of industries?
Druid is a platform that is industry agnostic. So we have solutions, chatbot that are available horizontally on all industry layers, like internal process automations for HR, legal, procurement, P2P, and so on. But the industries where we see the highest use in terms of digital assistance are healthcare, financial services. Also, there is an emerging need currently in the production companies that they need this in the supply chain. Plus, there is a high demand of chatbots for internal processes in all industries.
Perfect, thank you.
And we have another question from Michael in the United Emirates. So how do you keep your company customer-focused and not sales-driven? Liviu?
Yes, it is an interesting question. So first of all, as I said, Druid is a customer satisfaction-oriented company. But of course, I would like to point out that the sales is a result of a customer satisfaction. So we are a sales-driven company if you take into consideration that there is a result of customer satisfaction.
That's great. And actually, we have a more technical question from Andrew from the US. I think, Dan, you'll answer this. Do you have a time frame for when the voice will be available in the platform?
Yes. Voice will be available in the platform end of this year. And actually, we have in our laboratories and our research team already works with voice channel. So also right now, if you have this demand on your project for the voice channel, get in contact with us and we can activate the voice channel for your particular bot. But will be public available end of this year. And we see increasing demand for voice bots. And we also see the technology at the maturity level, and we trust the technology. We also work with technology partners to integrate the required components like telephony systems. And we already have integration with Vonage systems and with Microsoft telephony channel. So we already put the effort, and the voice channel will be available out of the box end of this year within Druid platform.
Perfect, thank you, Dan. So Liviu Oliver from UK is asking, what do you expect as an investment evaluation this year?
Yes, so we expect an important financial investment this year. Regarding evaluation, take into consideration that last year, Druid was evaluated at 20 million euro, and take into consideration that this month's monthly revenue, it's 10 times more than the June last year. We expect a considerable higher value for Druid.
Actually, we have another technical question, also for you, Dan. Jim from the US is asking, from our dev team, are you planning to allow embedding code within conversational flows?
Yes, we do. Actually, I see you already doing so. So I see you already write JavaScript code in set variables or in check conditions. But we are working now and will be in Q4 a dedicated code step that you can drag and drop in the conversation flow to fully support you write code. And I fully understand the demand because now I see Druid chatbots being responsible in more complex tasks to execute more things. And definitely you developers want to empower and write code to train the chatbots doing so. So there will be a dedicated step available in the designer in Q4 this year.
Thank you, Dan.
So, Liv, you have a question coming all the way from Canada. From Joshua, he's asking, what is the greatest challenge the digital assistant industry is facing?
Yes, it's an interesting question. The greatest challenge, I think, is to convince that every employee needs an assistance, a virtual assistance, in order to access not only the data from the systems, but also to run tasks. And this is so is a revolution for each employee, and this takes time and is a big challenge. And we start this journey to complete it. Yeah.
Thank you, Livo. From Elena, Portugal, we have a question. Which new markets do you have in mind for your expansion?
This
Andrea?
is for me, I guess. Okay, so I'll take this. We have now opened, or last year we have opened a subsidiary in US, in Houston, and this month we are opening a new office in UK, and we are planning also to expand on the APAC area to open a new office in Japan, and who knows, even in Australia.
Okay, so that's quite a bit of expansion.
Yeah.
We have a question for Sumit, from Sumit, that he's asking, how do you intend to make your installation or deployment even easier? Is it possible to make it easier now with the new release?
Yes, definitely. This is what we have in mind with this release, to make the task of our partners and of our customers easy, both in terms of installation, but also in terms of features. So now we have implemented Kubernetes technology, and we have created runbooks that even a beginner in terms of IT can, in a few clicks, install the solution, either hybrid or fully on-premise. So we are providing all the necessary materials, a step-by-step guidance, so that even uninitiated persons can do an installment.
So I would like here to mention that the partnership with UiPath help us a lot. They require a lot of features regarding the installation imposed by the big clients they have. And this was a fantastic chance for us, in a way, that speed up the process of documentation and easier installation, as Sumit says. So I would like here to mention again that the partnership with UiPath was extremely useful for us, and we got more maturity in this process.
So we have, I think, an interesting question coming from Sofia, Mexico. What are some common misconceptions about the conversational AI industry?
This is a tricky question. So as Liviu mentioned earlier about our partnership with UiPath, this kind of solves one of the biggest misconceptions people have with regards to chatbots. They consider them dummy software products that are basically answering to FAQs. With Druid platform and the partnership that we are having with UiPath, we are more than that. Digital assistants turn into applications, conversational AI applications that can even leverage the miss of backend systems. For instance, we have fully automated customer onboarding process, either in healthcare, financial sector, or insurance, with digital signature in place, document understanding, everything 100% automatically with a conversational AI interface with NLU, so natural language understanding capabilities, and the main pillars of the hyper-automation stack from UiPath to help us do onboarding, even though the customers doesn't necessarily have a backend system to support this. Another misconception about the digital assistants is that they are annoying. Sometimes, you find out that the chatbot is continuously saying, sorry, I don't know how to answer to this question, what should I do? With Druid platform, we kind of solve this issue because you can configure how to behave or how your chatbot to behave when it comes to intents not recognized. We have the possibility to connect to external knowledge sources to look for the answers there if it is not yet in the conversation knowledge base of the chatbot. We can configure the chatbot to search live the information on the website where it is embedded, or the one that is nice and close to us is routing to an agent. Why we say this is important? Because the conversation between people in a live chat manner is logged into the conversation history database, and we have an entire audit transcripted into your infrastructure, and it's available in the evaluation tools that Dan showed you earlier, which are a giant leap for the Druid platform in terms of self-learning capabilities. So from the conversation history, the chatbot trainer can make the chatbot learn the new features without having to do extra effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. I mean, this is a very comprehensive answer. We have a question from Andrea, Italy. When will version control be available in the platform? I think this goes to you, Dan?
Yes, this functionality is requested by both business users and technical users. So business authors taking care of Q&As, simple conversations, they want to have the audit there. So they want to track the changes, who changed this response and when, what was the previous version. Also, the technical people authoring complex conversation flows, they want to track the changes, they want to revert back to previous configurations. So we consider this is not an easy task. We work on that. And the plan is to have the functionality available end of this year within the platform. And from developers, we are also look to integrate with their preferred version control systems. So to be very easy and familiar to all type of authors in the platform.
Thank you.
So we'll have time for just one last question. And Andrea, this is for you. Coming all the way from Brazil, from Victor, do you have any exciting projects coming up?
Yes, of course.
Tell us a bit more.
So we have two types of projects. The biggest project that we have is our roadmap. So in terms of roadmap, we have very interesting ideas coming up, a new functionality, we call it Druid Apps. We are also looking into integrated external NLU engines within our platform so that Druid is agnostic in terms of the NLU capabilities. In terms of our solutions, we are working together with our partners to continuously enhance the solution library that Daniel showed you earlier. So we want to transform it into a real marketplace and a community solution where partners work together and create, let's say, a digital assistant for every employee and customer.
Perfect. So the future sounds great. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Dan. Please, thank you, and stay tuned for our next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.